Velebit is the most symbolic Croatian mountain, separating the continental part of Croatia from the sea. We are on our way to the peak that played an extremely strategic role in the war for Croatian independence, the peak from which half of Croatia can be seen, Mount Ćelavac. During the Cold War, the former Yugoslavia belonged to neither NATO nor the Warsaw Pact, although some ignorantly classified it as a part of the Eastern Bloc, which it certainly was not. As such, the country's defense doctrine was based on the fact that the danger could come from either side, which is why it built an exceptionally strong defense system. The whole country was networked with the radio relay hubs that were 60 to 80 kilometers apart and were adapted to the nuclear doctrine of the Cold War. Which means that these centers had their above-ground peacetime part, but under the ground was a real small underground city that could function autonomously for months. All of these relay hubs were connected with narrow direction antennas, and they were located behind the plastic cover. And here we can see a placement for one. The entrance to the underground facility was masked by an above-ground peacetime facility.
Hej, čekaj tu.
To be honest, that day I only thought about climbing to the top of Ćelavac with my dog, and I didn't even think that I would come across underground facility. And I have to say it was a little scary, alone with a dog in the heart of Velebit mountain, and all sorts of things come to mind, even bears.
Čekaj. Dođi. Lagano. Lagano.
With the collapse of the former state, this radio relay hub gained strategic importance for the rebuilt Serbian Army of Krajina from 1991 to 1995. After 4 years of war, in the early morning on August 4, 1995, the Croatian Army launched Operation Storm, with an air attack on this very place. So the very beginning of the operation was marked by the attack on Ćelavac. That morning, 4 MiG-21s from 92nd Air Base in Pula took off towards southeastern Velebit. The payload of formation consists of two 500 kg BETAB bombs, 6 S-24B rockets with 124 kg warhead, and 64 smaller 57mm S-5 rockets. It is precisely with the destruction of the communication systems on Ćelavac and Petrova that the operation itself begins. But let's go back to the Cold War and why were all these radio relay hubs built on inaccessible mountain tops like this one. The goal was to visually connect all these peaks, and I already mentioned about that these hubs are on average 60 to 80 kilometers away from each other, and necessarily in the line of sight. Why? Because of narrow directional antennas I mentioned up there. On average, each of those sites was connected to 3 other hubs, forming a spider web. Why? If one of those centers were to be destroyed, it was easy to reroute to another center.
Hej! Polako. Polako.
This underground system contains several months worth of food, fuel and water, a dormitory, a kitchen, a decontamination room. Everything that allowed for complete autonomy in the event of radioactive fallout caused by the possible use of nuclear weapons. What's really sad is that the object like this has been left to devastation, and it's quite dangerous here because of many open shafts. So I would definitely not recommend visiting this place.
Dođi. Polako. Frida, lagano.
Here we can see a huge armored door that has also been somehow ripped out.
Vodi. Lagano, ajde iza mene. Uskraj. Dođi, ajde. Dobro. Ajde za mnom ovamo.
The entire facility was surrounded by barbed wire and guarded by guard dogs of the same breed as the one in the video. It was mined during the war, but the area was recently demined.